Today's video, healing from childhood, okay? Finding your true self, all right? But first, I'm gonna do something totally different. Most likely I haven't done it on this channel. Anyways, I'm splitting the deck, all right? I'm splitting the deck. Maybe someone out there has a lot of interruptions in their life. Maybe those interruptions are causing frustration. You know, you have to go here, you have to go there, you have to stop what you're doing, things like that. I don't know what's going on, but I think that might be something that's going on in your life. Anyways, it seems like you have a choice, all right? Whatever that choice is, all right? You either, can choose to see it for what it is or just ignore it, I guess. Let's see, we're looking for a wish fulfillment. Maybe there's something that you want in your life that you want to do, whatever wish that is. I'm sure you can actually go for it and move forward, because, hey, maybe you do have that opportunity that maybe the man upstairs is giving you to get out of whatever the heck you're doing. I don't know, whatever trouble you find yourself in. I don't know where you find yourself in. Maybe you want to do some celebration because you have this opportunity, and you should. Whatever opportunity God is giving you, you should take it, okay? Because you have everything you need to manifest with, all right? It's called you, okay? Yourself, you, yourself. Everything that you have inside you, that's all you need to create whatever world you want. All right. You just have to take care of your childhood traumas and things like that. All right. Because, sometimes we envy and we, how would you say, spy on people and their lives, to either maybe prey on their downfall or maybe to make a buck off of people sometimes, because sometimes, we want to take money from someone because it's easier to steal it from someone than actually work for it, because that's the mentality of a lot of people, because they never really did anything with their lives. This is Seven of Pentacles, you still need work, and there's nothing to really, you haven't made your Eight of Pentacles yet, so there's work for you to do. Maybe there's a cycle you need to close, or maybe a cycle that you need to open, whatever that means in your life. Maybe certain people need to leave your life. Maybe certain people need to be put in your life. Maybe people with addictions or narcissists or people who tell you what to do. Maybe it's the end. It's time for you to cut them out, okay? Because you need to use your intuition. And look at the people that are around you. Those people, do they let you use your intuition? Do those people let you be yourself? Do those people let you maybe go into your spiritual gifts? If not, they're haters. That's just the way it is, man. I'm just here shedding light on it because these people need to be called out for it, And you should do whatever you want, okay? Because everybody wants their life to be happy. Everybody does, because there's a lot of people that are anxious, all right? People hating on other people. People hating on people that are happy or people that want to be in love. There's people that get in the way of love because there's people who are that shitty because, everything comes easy to you. I'm here to fuck it up, because, you have no justice in your life. You have no happiness in your life, because you're miserable. I see it from my world is different than yours because I'm positive and you're negative. That's why your life is different, man. You like fighting. I'm not about fighting because fighting, drama, stops your life from moving forward. I'm sure you've noticed that, okay? And guess what? Maybe you want to change your life. Maybe you should start on that trip. Be that fool, all right? You should live your life, okay? I'm going to take this time to maybe send a message to some pretty little thing that I used to know. Listen, sweetheart, if we all make mistakes, and if you want to talk to me, just talk to me. I'll leave my email here when I do my editing. And if you want to talk to me, talk to me. I'm not here to pressure you to do anything, but I have a feeling that you want to talk to me, okay? Because maybe you're all up in your head about a certain thing, because we all make mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes, and we can always talk it out, sweetheart, because you only have one shot with me, and that's it. And this is your last shot. Either you come here and let your ego down, or you don't, okay? Then you miss out on me forever, okay? Because, maybe you're an empress. Maybe you feel that you're an empress. but maybe you're a narcissist. I don't know, you know, but I'm thinking that maybe you're a sweet person. But guess what? I've been wrong, you know, many times. So anyways, there is movement for expansion in everyone's life. All right. Plan what you want in your life and execute it, because that's how you're going to live your life. All right. You can move fast, or you can choose to stay where you're at. You know what I mean? Or you can choose to celebrate life. All right. Get you and your friends, maybe you and your loved one, and become a family. Whatever you want. You can actually add life to your life or take away. It's really up to you. All right. You can be a cold-hearted bitch like this Queen of Swords, you know, and maybe the little blonde that I'm talking about, maybe you're here. All right. Maybe someone tore your heart out a long time ago. You know, it's still there, honey. And I know that it's scary. Okay. I know that it is, because it's scary. It's scary for a lot of people. You know, maybe you want to go off and have a different kind of life, away from the drama, away from the drugs, away from the partying, you know, to calmer waters with someone. And you should, you know, that is if you want to, you know, and that's the fucking truth, because this is the Ace of Swords. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah. Somebody, you know, somebody out there might want to be sneaky to you, because people are full of deceit. That's what they do. You know what I mean? And this is the card for either God or church or whatever, but I call it God right there. Okay. And there's a lot of fighting, because, you know, a lot of people don't like God. You know, people want to rush in and maybe talk shit about God and the people who believe in him. Okay. We're fruitful because we work hard. Okay, that's why we're fruitful. That's why we're getting things that most people don't, because they're not willing to look at themselves. I'm willing to look at my bad spots and say, you know what, you do need work. You're not all that great. There's room for improvement. That's the difference between me and you. That's why, you know, my life's a little different than yours. Okay, just work a little harder. All right, all right, because maybe you'll find true love. Maybe you want true love, okay? Maybe you do. Who doesn't, right? Who doesn't, right? Because, let's see, we all want the lovers. We all want love, you see? And maybe you out there have a chance to be with the love of your life. Are you gonna throw everything away and give a shit what your friends say, or go and do what you want? It's up to you. You can live a life of greatness or a life of mediocrity, and people telling you, no, you can't go do this, no, you can't go do that, or you can't go like him because we're all going to shame you. You know, don't worry about it. Just have your life, you know, have your life balanced. Don't worry about what people are going to say. All right, because people just want to juggle you, sweetheart. That's just the way it is for most women. Men want to just juggle you. They don't give a shit. They don't want you to boss up and move up, because they just want to use you. Okay, they don't want you to be recognized. They don't want you to be, you know, up top, because they want to be on top. Okay, because they want to fight with you. Okay, they want to block everything good for you. Okay, because they're full of illusions. They're lying to you because you give up to power. You give up your power to other people. You ask people, should I do this? Guess what people are going to tell you? No. And then guess what you're going to do? Okay. And then you're going to sit there and bitch about what your life fucking sucks. It's because the people around you are casting illusions around you. Okay? All right? Because you might be gullible. All right? So, you know, let God judge them. Because guess what? Those pals that you think are pals, they're going to be left out in the cold. All right? Because of their childhood traumas. All right? This is the Six of Cups. All right? Because they can't, you know, control their appetites, sexual appetites, okay, for you, all right? Because we all want that 10 of Pentacles. We all want that 10 of Pentacles in life, all right? And everybody has the creative spark to do so, okay? You can either make a coven with God or make a coven with the devil, okay? It's your choice, all right? It's an emotional choice that you have to make, all right? Do you have the strength to stand on your own life, or are you willing to not be strong and blend in with cowards? It's up to you. You know, that's a heavy load. All right. Are you going to keep living your life being told what to do by other people? All right? Because people are going to pile on their problems on you so you don't move forward. So you don't have a relationship that is a give and take. So you look sad. That's where they want you. Sad. They want you to be tired and guarding yourself against people because they don't want you to find love, okay? They don't want you to have that spark, that idea that'll make you money and pull you away from them, okay? Because they just want you to sit there and relax just like them because they're not doing anything with their lives, okay? Here they are, just chilling, thinking that they're something, but really they're nothing, you know? Their whole life has been slow. Nothing's really getting done because of them, you know, because they want to be the 9 of Pentacles. They want to, but they don't want to put in the work, okay? So you just got to walk away from these people. Don't ignore the advice. Get on your horse. Follow your intuition and your feelings so you can boss up, all right? Because people have addictions and people are narcissistic, all right? Have the courage to continue because your wheel of fortune will turn and good luck will follow you. Don't hold on too tight because the lovers are here, okay? Don't worry about all your options or the illusions because all the answers are within you, okay? You can be the star, you can choose to move forward, or you can choose to be backstabbed by those people around you, okay? And the guy that you're with is just gonna use you and abuse you, and your life is gonna be in a tower because you didn't listen. You're not listening to yourself. You know those feelings and emotions that you have inside you? They're your emotions, all right? So start planning to get your shit together in your life because you want to be the Queen of Pentacles because you're tired of being cold-hearted, all right? So whatever dream you have, make sure you keep your eye on the prize because that heart, that broken heart, if you don't change it, all you'll find is death for the rest of your life. And I hope that made sense to everybody because that was the whole deck. All right, so now I'm going to read the article. So this is going to be a lengthy video. All right, so I hope that made sense for someone. I just ran with it, okay? So don't ask me what I said, it's just going. Anyways, internalizing what is said to and about you in a dysfunctional family makes it hard to see yourself. That's one bullet point. There's 2 more, okay? It's not just simply losing sight of your own needs and wants, but also not knowing what you are feeling. The next one, all right? Not being able to see yourself truly happens on multiple levels, and recovery is a process. So it's going to take time. So you might as well start now. And then if not, why are you here? You know, are you here to just poke fun at me? That won't be a good use of your valuable time. Okay? Your time is valuable, all right? Maybe you're not that fond of me. That's just fine. But maybe you should take this time to learn something for you. Because if you don't choose to change today, in the next 10 to 15 years, you're going to be doing the same thing, brother. Just saying. Okay? So I want you to think about your childhood. How was it? Were your parents around? Okay? And if they weren't, how did that make you feel? How did that change you? How did that shape you? All right? Into who you are now, into who you are today. Do you feel complete? Do you feel healthy inside? Are you depressed? Are you anxious? What is it? You know what it is, all right? So the truth, all right? This is the truth, all right? So a few weeks ago, I got a message from Tom that got me thinking. Has anyone talked to you about discovering really late, like 37, that he had no idea who he really was, all right? Who he really was. This has happened to me, and I wonder if it's happened to you. I am the youngest of 3 sons, and one who was always mocked and picked on by my brothers and my father. I am a big guy, 6 foot too. So I was bullied at school, but I had trouble making connections and friends. If you have problems with that, you came to the right channel. This is about working with you, all right? I'm here to work with you, all right? So you can have a better life, all right? I figured it was just me, and I kept thinking that until I got married at 30, and my in-laws were like a family from the movies. I felt good around them, and I knew they liked me, right? Everybody wants a good home, right? Everybody does. My daughter was born last year, and I discovered that I am not gruff, but touchy-feely. I am crazy about that kid, he says. My wife says I thought you were a Rottweiler, but really you're a little Labrador retriever. Okay, so losing sight amid dysfunction, was your life dysfunctional? And if so, how did it change you? Okay, I want you to try something. All right, so today, sometime, write down something that you went through. Just write it down and see what happens. And then ask yourself, why do you feel that way? How can you change it? And how can you implement a plan to fix that one issue with you, whatever that is? All right? All right? Maybe it's mindfulness, because sometimes our mind just goes crazy. Monkey mind, all right? This strange disconnect happens to many unloved children. In retrospect, I have nothing in common with the young woman I was in my teens and 20s. If I had asked me at the time, this was in the 70s. So think womanism today, right? I would have told you that I was being strong and proactive. Strong and independent, that's right? They just changed the words. It's the same thing they did in the 70s, all right? It's just history repeating itself. If you're in your 20s and 30s, you don't know what's going on because you don't know the 70s. It's the same thing. It's the same. They keep doing this, all right? It's about keeping people divided, all right? That's all this is. So I would have told you that I was strong and proactive, but the reality is that I was suffused with anger. Angry at not having a loving family like others did. Angry that my father died. And angry that I was left with a mother who ignored me and verbally abused me. I was in a perpetual defensive crouch, looking for those who might manipulate me, and pushing hard to make sure I always ended up on top. And that really reminds me of that girl at the gym, Pretty Little Blonde. You don't need to be that cold. Okay? You're soft inside. Okay? That's just my opinion. Even though I was in therapy at various points, my anger never came up as a subject. Perhaps because I was successful in my pursuits. But the truth is that anger stopped me from seeing myself. Ironically, in midlife and later, while I do get angry, it's more like a slow burn. All right? Peeling back the layers of you, okay? So losing sight of yourself in a dysfunctional family is both literal and metaphorical, all right? We internalize the messages, communicate directly by parents and siblings. You are too weak. I'm sure you heard that before. You're too sensitive. You don't have what it takes, as well as those that are implicit and never said aloud. These can include snipes at body types and eating disorders and things like that, Here's another one that says, you're the only one who complains. Your sister, your brother is always willing to help and simply ignoring you as a child. As Joanne put it, I didn't need to be told my wants or needs were irrelevant. She showed it. If I said I wasn't hungry, she plopped down the food. If I said I wanted some downtime, she piled me into the car. She had 1,000 ways of making it clear what I wanted didn't matter, and she never had to say a word. Steps to see the self with clarity. This poor female here, her mom treated her that way. That's shameful, honey. That is shameful. You know, if you went through something like this, I'm sorry that you went through something like that. You know, the thing is, honey, is that, you know, any person that wants to be here, you know, the point of maybe someone being here is you should deal with your trauma, okay? Just saying, okay? If you take care of your trauma today, you'll have a better tomorrow, okay? So steps to see the self with clarity, okay? So working with gifted therapists is most certainly the best route, but you can, in fact, help yourself begin to see yourself with greater clarity. These steps are listed in no practical order and are drawn by my book, Daughter Detox, Recovering for an Unloving Mother and Reclaiming Your Life and Verbal Abuse, Recognizing, Dealing, Reacting, and Recovering. Because that's what I want for all of you. I'm making these videos so you all have some sort of idea that you might need some help and maybe have some videos and articles to go along that might help you in some way, all right? Or you can just tell me to fuck off, right? Assessing how you manage emotions, whether you learn to push off from emotions as Tom did, or we're flooded by them as I was. Two important deficits of neglectful or abusive childhood includes not being able to emotionally self-regulate. Let's go into what that is, right? Self-regulate. Self-control. Self-control, or the ability to manage one's impulses, emotions, and behaviors to achieve long-term goals. That is what we're here to do, is so you can hear some of these things, so your long-term goals happen. That way you don't keep having a break in jobs and this and that, and there's a pattern that continues for 20, 30 years. It's what separates humans from the rest of the animal kingdom. Self-control is primarily rooted in prefrontal cortex, the planning, problem solving, and decision-making center of the brain. Okay, so I'm gonna back out of this and continue with the article and talk about attachment theory. Okay, how was your attachments? Okay, as a child, I'm going to tap on this and we'll both read this. How your attachment style colors your world. Okay, so I'm going to read a little bit into this. Attachment theory provides us with a specific lens to see the effect of childhood treatment on our development, specifically on what are called mental modules of relationships, as well as our ability to manage emotions. For most of our lay people, the word mental model may seem very abstract, but the truth is that the way they function is more literal than not. There are unconscious assumptions about people and relationships, which at first learn in childhood and which may never ever be consciously articulated. They have the power nonetheless to inform our thinking, our behaviors and our thoughts long into adulthood. Okay? Explain in detail why this is. It says here, attachment theory. But the task at hand is to get in touch with those emotions that you can manage them. In real life, this translates to either under reacting, pushing off from feelings, as in the dismissive avoidant style, or in overreacting, anxious, preoccupied, or fearful avoidant attachment. Getting off of autopilot. Now, this is very important. So how should you get off of autopilot? It's about meditating, calming your mind, because meditating will, the whole point, in my opinion, why I meditate is to quiet your thoughts. What you're trying to do is to see what else pops in your mind besides your thoughts. All right, I know, sounds weird, I know, but it's a meditative thing, all right? Calm your mind to where maybe the Lord speaks to you, or maybe you have a great idea. There's a collective unconscious around here, and it's Carl Jung. Look into Carl Jung, and everything you really have to know is in the collective, all right? Getting out of autopilot. If you're experiencing a neglectful or abusive childhood, the chances are pretty good that you don't even consciously recognize when a situation in your present evokes familiar patterns of the past and you react automatically. I'm deliberately avoiding the word trigger here because it is so woefully misused and overused. So let's us just stick with autopilot. Once you begin unveiling your emotions, like when you journal, you should begin to be able to give yourself a timeout before you react. This technique, which a therapist taught me decades ago, I have called stop, look, and listen. The good news is that if you do it often enough, right, you might stay like this. It becomes an automatic response. Okay, you feel yourself getting agitated or reactive, right? Like with me, right? So you take a moment to stop. This is effectively the time out. Then you look and ask yourself, what is that you are feeling precisely? Is it anger, defensiveness, anxiety, or hurt? Being able to identify your emotions is key. This is what your parents didn't teach you if your parents were narcissistic or absentee parents. Then they look and ask yourself questions as if this were happening to someone else. Empathy. Are you reacting to what is happening in the moment, or is this the old autopilot? Question mark. What would you advise the person if you were helping to someone else? What would you advise the person if it were happening to someone else? Okay? So working and seeing yourself objectively. Securely attached people are able to assess both the things they've done well and those they haven't, without feeling threatened or devolving into self-blame. This is true of the insecurely attached, and that too contributes to the inability to see this self wholly together. For those with an anxious, preoccupied, or fearful avoidance style, self-blame and criticism are the default positions that prevent you from actually seeing not just how you did, but what you might do better. Look at yourself as if you were a stranger you know little about. Is one way of getting you to see what you cannot see while consciously turning off the default position. All right? Looking in the mirror. How many of you like to look in the mirror? Not many, right? Look, man, if you look in the mirror, you set yourself free. All right? Look at yourself with compassion, with love, with understanding, with the thought that you also need love, regardless of how many walls you put up, regardless of how thick your armor is, your heart is soft. What stance do you take when you see your own reflection? Are you there to nitpick or assess flaws? Or do you see the person who inhabits that body? Do you see yourself? Do you see the person your family or family of origin described and picked on or marginalized? Or do you see the person the people who love you see? Do the people around you love you? How would you know? Do they allow you to be you? Do they allow you to grow? Do they allow you to go up the corporate ladder? Do they allow you to do things that benefit only you? If no, those people aren't your friends. Okay, so spend some time looking and see what you see. The real you is there, and I think you'll find him or her rather likable because you are likable. Okay, this is the end of the video, and I hope that you learned something. And I think I'm going to add some cards every time I come and see you guys. So maybe there's a message for you guys from the universe. And guess what? I will see you in a later video.